History is often told in shades of grey, rarely in black and white. In January 2025, the Netherlands published online the names of approximately 425,000 individuals suspected of collaborating with the Nazis. This digitization project, known as War in Court, grants public access to the central archives of the Special Jurisdiction, or CABRA. The CABRA, containing 30 million pages, offers a glimpse into the realities of Nazi occupation. It houses information about victims, resistance activities, and detailed records of those who aided the Nazi regime. This digital portal has sparked both anticipation and apprehension, raising questions about historical accountability and privacy rights. The release of these archives marks a pivotal moment in the Netherlands' struggle to reconcile with its wartime history. By making these archives publicly accessible, the Dutch government ensures that the lessons of the past are not forgotten. To comprehend the complexities of collaboration, we must first understand the oppressive context in which these choices were made. In May 1940, the Netherlands, despite its declared neutrality, fell victim to the relentless advance of Nazi Germany. The subsequent 5 years of occupation cast a long shadow over the nation. Anti-Semitic legislation was swiftly enacted, stripping Jewish citizens of their rights and livelihoods. The once vibrant Jewish community in the Netherlands faced systematic annihilation, with over 102,000 Dutch Jews murdered in the Holocaust. Beyond the horrors inflicted upon the Jewish population, the Nazi occupation brought widespread suffering and hardship. Resistance movements emerged, risking their lives to undermine the Nazi war machine. The newly released archives provide a window into this tumultuous period, shedding light on the motivations of those who chose to collaborate with the Nazi regime. Collaboration during wartime is rarely a simple equation of good versus evil. The newly released Dutch archives reveal a spectrum of complicity, from active participation in Nazi atrocities to passive forms of collaboration driven by fear or self-preservation. Some individuals, driven by anti-Semitism or Nazi ideology, willingly advanced their careers or settled personal scores. Others collaborated out of fear, hoping to protect themselves and their families. The archives paint a nuanced picture, revealing diverse motivations and circumstances. As the tide of war turned and the Allied forces liberated Europe from Nazi tyranny, the issue of accountability took center stage. In the Netherlands, the process of investigating and prosecuting collaborators began almost immediately after liberation. The Special Jurisdiction, established in 1945, was tasked with investigating and trying suspected collaborators. This massive undertaking involved sifting through evidence, interviewing witnesses, and tracking down suspects. The trials, often emotionally charged, exposed the raw wounds of the occupation and divided communities still grappling with the trauma of war. The pursuit of justice proved to be complex and often frustrating. Many suspected collaborators escaped prosecution, while others received relatively lenient sentences. The War in Court project sheds new light on this post-war period, revealing the intricacies of the investigation process and the challenges faced by those seeking to hold collaborators accountable. The digitization and public release of the Dutch Nazi collaborator archives represent a watershed moment in the Netherlands' process of coming to terms with its wartime past. For decades, access to this information was restricted, limited primarily to academics and researchers. The War in Court project has fundamentally changed the landscape, making these sensitive documents accessible to anyone with an internet connection. This unprecedented level of transparency has the potential to reshape our understanding of collaboration during World War II. By delving into the individual stories contained within these archives, we gain a more nuanced perspective on the motivations, pressures, and choices that shaped this complex period. The archives challenge simplistic narratives of good versus evil, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable realities of human behavior in times of crisis. Beyond their historical significance, these archives hold immense value for descendants of both collaborators and victims. For families of collaborators, the archives may provide answers to long-held questions, offering insights into the actions of their relatives. For descendants of victims, the archives can serve as a testament to the suffering endured by their loved ones and a reminder of the importance of remembering and learning from the past. The release of the Dutch Nazi Collaborator archives has ignited a crucial debate about the balance between historical transparency and the protection of individual privacy. While the importance of confronting the past and learning from its mistakes is undeniable, it is equally crucial to consider the ethical implications of making such sensitive information publicly available. One of the primary concerns revolves around the potential harm to descendants of those named in the archives. Publicly associating individuals with the actions of their relatives can lead to stigma, discrimination, and even harassment. Furthermore, not everyone named in the archives was necessarily guilty of serious wrongdoing. The archives contain information on a wide range of individuals, from high-ranking Nazi officials to ordinary citizens who may have engaged in minor forms of collaboration out of fear or coercion. To mitigate these concerns, the Dutch government has implemented certain safeguards, excluding individuals potentially still alive and limiting some online information. The debate over how to strike the right balance between transparency and privacy remains ongoing. The digitization and public release of the Dutch Nazi Collaborator archives stand as a powerful testament to the enduring importance of historical transparency. By confronting the darkest chapters of its past, the Netherlands has taken a courageous step towards ensuring that the lessons of World War II are not forgotten. These archives serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy, the allure of extremist ideologies, and the human capacity for both extraordinary courage and unimaginable cruelty. They challenge us to grapple with the complexities of moral choice in times of crisis and to recognize the enduring legacy of wartime actions. As the generation that experienced World War II firsthand dwindles, it becomes increasingly vital to preserve their stories. Open access to historical archives plays a crucial role in this endeavor, providing future generations with the tools to learn from the past. By embracing transparency and engaging in open dialogue about the past, we can honor the victims of injustice, hold perpetrators accountable, and work towards a future where such atrocities are consigned to the history books.